Please go ahead with the proceedings.
Yeah, thank you. Dear shareholders, very good morning to one and all. A warm welcome to you to this 38th annual general meeting of your company, NCL Buildtek Limited. This meeting is held through a video conference in terms of circulars issued by Ministry of Corporate Affairs, applicable provisions of Companies Act. The company has taken all feasible efforts under the current circumstances to enable members to participate through video conference and vote at this AGM. Before I hand over the session to our chairman, sir, I would like to highlight a few key points. The company is utilizing the services of CDSL for remote e-voting and e-voting during the AGM. If you have not cast your votes yet, you can do through e-voting system provided by CDSL during the meeting. The meeting was kept open 30 minutes prior to the commencement of this meeting, and it will be open even after 30 minutes once the meeting concludes. We have the requisite quorum, around 50 people who are present through video conference, and some of them are present in this to conduct this proceeding. And this participation counts towards quorum requirements as per the Companies Act 2013. Please note that the facility to appoint proxies are not available. However, the body corporates can appoint the authorized representatives to attend and vote at this meeting. The notice dated 8th August 2024 convening this AGM along with the annual report for the financial year ended 31st March 2024 have been electronically circulated to all the members whose email addresses are available in our records. We have 4 speaker shareholders today registered within deadline. All the shareholders were provided with specific links by CDSL, and the host will allow them once the question and answer session begins. So shareholders who have not registered as speakers but wish to express their views, they can send an email to the company secretary at companysecretary@nclbuildtek.com. To ensure the smooth conduct of meetings, all the members will be in the mute mode, and the video and audio will be enabled once the speaker's question and answer session begins. Please be advised that the proceedings of the AGM will be recorded and the transcript will be uploaded on the company's website, which is required under the provisions of Companies Act. Now, I request our chairman, Mr. Kamlesh Gandhi, to take over the session and address the members.
Thank you, Divya, and good morning to everyone, and a warm welcome to the 38th annual general meeting of the company. May I proceed with introducing the directors and other senior personnel from the company who are present here. I am Kamlesh Gandhi, the chairman of the board of your company. We have Mr. K.V. Vishnu Raju. May I request the directors either raise their hands or let them know to recognize their faces, who's an independent director on the board of the company. We have Mr. K. Ravi, director, on my right. We have Mr. K. Gautam, director, on my left. Then, obviously, most of you know him, Mr. Mukti Subraraju, the managing director of the company. We have Mr. K. Satya Subram, executive director of the company. And we have Mr. V.V. Raju, executive director of the company. We have Divya Bharti, who's the company secretary and compliance officer. And we have P. Madhvi, chief financial officer. One more independent director, Mr. D. Niranjan Reddy, is about to join us, is on his way probably up in the elevator. And last but not the least, we have the executive director, Mrs. Pooja, sitting here with us. Through the VC, we have Mr. B. Anantrao, statutory auditor, joining us, and Ms. T. Somaya, the scrutinizer for the e-voting. The notice convening this meeting has been emailed to all the members and also published on the website of the company. Further announced, the notices may be kindly taken as read with your permission, because there's no point in taking everybody's time reading the whole notice, which I'm sure you had the occasion to read so carefully before. The register of directors, shareholding, register of contracts, copies of audited financial statements, etc., are available on the website for inspection for those members who wish to do so. Let me make a brief statement to the shareholders here, my colleagues on the board of directors, and dear shareholders. Wish you a good morning all over again. And on behalf of the board of directors, I welcome you to the 30th annual general meeting of your company. The ability to attend meetings virtually not only ensures that shareholders can engage with directors, participate in discussions, and contribute and stay informed with the company's affairs, but also fosters a more inclusive environment for those who are not based in the city. It's all over, wherever they are. I truly am satisfied with all the efforts made by the company to enable members to participate and vote on the items being considered at this meeting through the electronic medium. I also wish to thank CDSL and the team in secretarial, HR, and IT departments of the company for making these arrangements. Friends, the audited financial statements were already shared with you. I'm sure that some of you would have suggestions and questions. The able team of the executives led by the managing director will address to all of them in the course of this meeting. This year has been a satisfactory year with all the expansions executed as planned, and we're able to attain efficiencies across all the divisions of the company. Our manufacturing operations have continued to thrive thanks to our robust strategies and the hard work of our dedicated team. In recognition of our strong performance and the solid results we have achieved, I am pleased to inform you that the company is able to declare a dividend of 30% for the year. This decision reflects our confidence in the company's continued growth and our commitment to delivering value to the shareholders. Of course, the declaration is subject to your approval. Our strategic priorities for the coming year include continuing to expand in aluminium and tile adhesives and commissioning of the steel door unit. Your company has undertaken several initiatives to enhance its product offerings, improve operational efficiency, and stay ahead of industry needs. During the current financial year 24-25, so far, the company has encountered significant challenges, like many others. We are not an exception, I'm sure, due to the political and economic volatility in the markets that the company operates in, which is impacting our top line and execution of our priorities. However, I can only say that we can be optimistic, cautiously optimistic, if I may add, about the overcoming these challenges and anticipate accelerated growth in the coming quarters. On this optimistic note, I once again welcome you to this 30th annual general meeting of the company. Thank you. Thank you very much for your patience. The next item, the full auditor's report has been emailed to the members and published on the company's website. I would request the auditor read out only the operative part of the auditor's report and take the rest of the full report as read. It would save everybody's time. If you agree, may I request the auditor to just read out the operative portions, the first paragraph and the last paragraph.
Yes, sir. Good morning to all the shareholders and the board of directors of the company. I will read the operative portion of the auditor's report. We have audited the accompanying standalone Ind AS financial statements of Messrs. NCL Buildtek Limited, which comprises the balance sheet as at March 31st, 2024, the statement of profit and loss, including other comprehensive income, statement of cash flows, and the statement of changes in equity for the year then ended, and notes to the standalone Ind AS financial statements, including a summary of significant accounting policies and other explanatory information. In our opinion, and to the best of our information, and according to the explanations given to us, the aforesaid standalone Ind AS financial statements give the information required by the Act in the manner so required and give a true and fair view in conformity with the accounting principles generally accepted in India, including the Ind AS. In the case of the balance sheet of the state of affairs of the company as at 31st March 2024, B, in the case of statement of profit and loss of the profit for the year then ended, C, in the case of the cash flow statement of the cash flows of the company for the year, and D, in the case of the statement of changes in equity of the changes in equity for the year ended on that date.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
Now, would invite comments, queries, and suggestions from the shareholders who have joined and are registered as the speakers. There are a few things which I request the members to keep in mind for an orderly conduct of the proceedings. One, the company secretary will announce the name of the members who have conveyed their intention to speak. They may kindly announce their name also once it is done. Each speaker would be permitted 3 minutes. Their mics would be muted on completion of their speech, stroke allocated time. To give way to the next speaker, we need to give time to everyone who wants to do so. At the end of all the queries, will be answered at the end. The managing director and his team will note down the suggestions, questions, and comments and respond to them at the end of all the questions which have been asked. Can I request the company secretary to take over and moderate the participation of members, please?
Yes. We'll then directly begin the session. Host Preeti, can you please enable audio and video of Mr. Praful Chawda, the first speaker of the day?
Mr. Praful Chawda is not present in the meeting.
Okay. Then we'll go with Mr. Yogesh Toshi.
Yeah, just a minute. Mr. Yogesh Joshi, kindly unmute and go ahead. Mr. Yogesh.
I think Mr. Yogesh Doshi's mic is not connected.
Yeah, his mic
Audio
is
is not connected, ma'am.
Okay. We'll go with next speaker, then we'll come back to him.
Ah.
Mr. Suresh Chenjain.
just a moment.
His TPID is
Mr. Suresh, kindly unmute and go ahead.
आवाज आ रहा है मैडम?
आ रहा है सर, प्लीज.
आदरणीय चेयरमैन सर, उपस्थित सभी डायरेक्टरगण और शेयरहोल्डर साथियों, सर आपने जो कंपनी की रूपरेखा हमारे सामने अभी रखी प्रस्तुत किया है, बहुत ही सुंदर, थोड़े से शब्दों में कंपनी के बारे में बहुत कुछ बता दिया है. सर मैं ज्यादा कुछ नहीं कहना चाहता हूँ, क्योंकि जब भी हमारे को प्रॉब्लम आता है हम कंपनी के अंदर उधर जाके पूछने के कारण कंपनी से हमें पूरी जानकारी मिल जाती है. सर मेरे साथ में कमल किशोर भी है, उनका मोबाइल फोन काम नहीं कर रहा है, उन्हें उसमें बात करना चाह रहे सर.
हेलो चेयरमैन सर, ऑल लेडीज को मेरा नमस्कार. आज ये वीडियो कॉन्फ्रेंस हो रहा है, बहुत खुशी की बात है. इसी तरह वीडियो कॉन्फ्रेंस है कि सर आपका शेयर तो हम 20-25 साल से रखे हुए है, खाली डिविडेंड मिलता है, वो कुछ नहीं मिलता है. मैं चाहता हूँ ये पूरे शेयर आप है ना मार्केट से 500 रुपीज पर शेयर खरीद लीजिए. कंपनी को हमेशा के लिए मीटिंग का खर्चा, कंपनी सेक्रेटरी का पूरा खर्चा बच जाएगा. सो मैं चाहता हूँ आप ये पूरा वैधन कर लो. 500 रुपीज पर शेयर, कुछ ज्यादा शेयर होल्डर को कुछ भी बेनिफिट नहीं है, खाली साल में एक बार डिविडेंड आता है. और डिविडेंड भी वही मेंटेन है, डिविडेंड में भी कुछ इंप्रूवमेंट नहीं है, ना इंप्रूवमेंट है ना शेयर कोई लिस्टिंग करा रहे हैं. बात के आईपीओ इतने आ रहे हैं, शेयर लिस्टिंग हो जा रहा है, सब कुछ हो जा रहा है. आपका कंपनी इतना पुराना है, कहीं क्यों लिस्टिंग नहीं हो रहा? व्हाट इज द रीजन? क्या बात है? लिस्टिंग करा तो आपका कंपनी का और ऊंचा नाम होता है, मार्केट क्या बढ़ता है. इसलिए मैं चाहता हूँ आपके कुछ हो रहा नहीं है, आप पूरे शेयर बायबैक कर लेके डीलिस्ट कर दो और आप पूरा एक्सटेंशन बच जाएगा. कंपनी को बहुत बड़ा सेविंग है. और आते तो दशहरे की दीपावली की शुभकामनाएं देता हूँ. थैंक यू.
Thank you, sir. We'll go back to Mr. Praful Chawda. Host check whether he has joined.
Yeah, 1 second. No, Mr. Praful Chawda is not there.
Okay, then please allow Mr. Yogesh Doshi once again. We'll see whether.
Oh, yeah, just a moment. Mr. Yogesh, kindly unmute and go ahead. Mr. Yogesh. He's not responding.
Okay. So we have
His
one.
audio is also connected, but he's not responding.
Yeah, he's not responding.
All right, you have one more person.
One more
who made a
Mandeep
request.
Gula. Host, can you check Mr. Mandeep has joined? Mandeep D or Dilawar?
One second. Mandeep.
Yes.
No.
Okay. So that's all, sir. There are 4 registered speakers and 2 are not available. No, he is not present.
Fair enough, then I think there's only one request to, there are no questions, actually. There are no questions except one.
Buyback and IP.
Well, no, not really. There is one gentleman, managing director. It refers to his matters, which I think I understand a little bit. It's about listing of shares or non-listing of shares. Welcome, sir. Late shareholders, Niranjan Reddy has just come in. He's an independent director of the board of this company. We welcome him there. Yes, there is a history which I understand, and I'm sure you all understand. The company is as keen to have the shares listed. You talked of a buyback from all shareholders, but sir, you must realize there is something called the law of the land in the Companies Act, which specifies how much a company can buy back from its shareholders in terms of total number of shares. So that exercise will go on for the next 5 years in terms of so-called buyback, and the prices will vary because there is a formula. But I appreciate your anxiety, appreciate your difficulty in saying that I'm not getting liquidity. Let me assure you, the company is working towards an full efforts to see the shares are listed. If they have to make an IPO, they'll do it. But please remember one thing. Making an IPO entails raising capital, raising equity, increasing the equity of the company. Then you might come on and say, so the EPS has fallen, but then it's a consequence of that. They must need that money to put it to good use. At this point in time, as we see it at the board level and the managing director's recommendations, raising X crores of rupees, they have to find a way of investing it into assets, which will give returns to you and all shareholders. But certainly, I'm sure the managing director has been looking at this very closely, so is the board. And I don't think it's very long or very far when you'll probably see a listing of the shares or relisting of the shares on the major stock exchange of India. You waited for a few years. A little more will not hurt anybody, but in the long-term interest of the company and the shareholders. So that's all I wanted to add. And then there was no other things on the performance. I think they're happy with the performance, it seems. Thank you very much. It seems that, but listing is a matter which I fully understand on behalf of the shareholders. So I think your resolutions.
He's not able to come.
Yes. We keep the lucky chair. If the MD has to hear the questions.
Yeah, go ahead, Mr. Doshi. Yeah, go ahead, Mr. Doshi.
Hello.
Yes, we can hear you. Please carry on.
Good morning, sir. I'm sorry, there is some technical issue of audio in my computer.
We can hear you. Please go ahead with your questions.
Yes, I just wanted to ask the board what is the status of arbitration going on with Baker, and what is the thought process behind this arbitration? Can you please enlighten us about this?
Sir, any other questions? Because the MD has noted down your question. If there's anything, he'll note it down.
Our MD is doing quite good. We are doing well. The listing process, which I believe I could not hear the conversation, but he is on the job. When we can expect our shares to be listed?
Sure. Noted, sir. Noted your question.
Yeah. Okay.
That's what I'm saying. Thank you.
Thank you.
Now, if you can hear when the MD replies, or do you want to listen from the phone, which is convenient for you? We leave that first.
I think, yeah, I can, if it is okay with Madam, I will keep it on.
Yeah, that's fine.
She's okay with it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Right,
So,
sir.
yeah, so I'll go ahead and answer the 2 points you raised, Mr. Doshi. So one is with regard to the arbitration with Veka. What is the status? Is currently we are in the midst of the proceedings. We expect it'll probably take a couple more months for the final ruling. And the rationale for going into the arbitration is, I don't know how many know, but when the partnership was entered about 5 years ago, there was a clause that essentially offered Veka to buy out NCL's shares, or if the valuation offered by Veka is not fair, it gave NCL the right to buy out Veka's share. And we felt as management and as the board that the valuation offered by Veka is not the right valuation. And that is the reason we went into offering to buy out their shares. And hence it resulted in an arbitration. With regard to the listing, when can we expect is essentially, so one of the things with regard to the listings is, does the company need to raise funds through an IPO and put those funds to good use to give a return to shareholders? At this point, I think even for the expansion projects that we've undertaken, for example, the steel doors, we are able to undertake it with very minimal debt through our internal accruals. And the second thing is our debt profile currently is also quite comfortable. I think we are at about 0.39 or 0.4 long-term debt to net worth ratio. So there's really no need for us to pursue an IPO route to raise funds. And that is the reason we are holding off on the IPO. But as we've been doing over the years, we are always looking for expansion opportunities. And once we identify any expansion opportunities that require a significant capital investment, we will definitely pursue that route.
One more question, sir.
Yes.
Can I ask one more question, sir?
Yes, please do.
Sir, if we are not going for IPO, is there any possibility to list our shares? Or last time when I asked you whether there is any technical possibility we can merge operations of our, parent or associate company, NCL Industries, building material business with NCL Buildtek.
Oh, so I'll just answer this and then we can take it offline if needed. With regard to the listing, that is something we've actually looked at. Just plain listing without raising funds. But my understanding is the process is as arduous as for an IPO. And with regard to the merging of NCL Industries and NCL Buildtek, I am not the sole person to answer that. There are multiple shareholders for NCL Industries. Management is different. These are two separate legal entities. So I cannot answer that question. And
so one last question, Mr. Chairman, sir, and Mr. MD. What exactly the amount which Veka offered us to buy out our shares, and what is our expectation? The expectation.
So the number is in the annual report in the directors section. So it is there. They've essentially offered us about 11.6 times EBITDA. I think the primary contention is they've taken a COVID year valuation where 2 months of Veka's operations, 45 days of Veka's operations were shut down. And that is the reason we felt that the valuation offered was unfair.
So in amount, can you just
So they've offered an enterprise value of 365 crores. Of that, Buildtek holds about 23.7, I think, which comes out to about 80 odd crores.
Page 16.
It's
Page
page
16,
16
entire
of
figure.
the director's report.
Okay. So we expect these to be raised to some substantial amount, or we are losing on interest
We'll have to look into that, sir. I think when we took the call to enter into arbitration, it was a well-informed call on the return on the investment that Buildtek and the shareholders made versus what the price was offered.
Okay. So, just asking for the wisdom of the board, if we are going to get only 8-10 crore more, then we are losing on interest same part. If we are fighting for more than that, then it is fine.
I can say that it's definitely more than that. So see, one thing is the immediate finance costs and the interest and the benefits. To me, that's a very short-term view. I think the longer-term view is what synergies does that business bring to Buildtek and its shareholders. I think that's a longer-term view that management and the board has taken with regard to this transaction.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Doshi. Thank you. All right. Now, can I request the company secretary to explain the voting procedure for the purpose of those who have e-voted and those who want to e-vote at this point in time?
Shareholders who have not cast their votes electronically and are participating in the meeting, they can do through the e-voting system provided by NCL during the meeting. And this facility will be available for 30 minutes once the meeting concludes. Once the meeting is over, Ms. Soumya, scrutinizer, will compile her report and submit it to the chairman. And the results of the resolutions will be posted on the website within next 3 days. And I will read out all the agenda items that were kept for voting in today's AGM. We have 7 items proposed. First, ordinary business. Consider standalone and consolidated audited financial statements for the financial year 31st March 2024 and the reports of auditors and directors thereon. Second item, to declare dividend for the financial year ended 31st March. It includes both interim dividend, which was declared by the board in the month of February, and a proposed final dividend of 15%, which is subject to the approval of shareholders in today's meeting. And third item, to appoint a director in the place of Mr. Kapula Satyasubram, who retires by rotation and is eligible for reappointment. Fourth item, to appoint a director in the place of Mr. Vatsavai Venkata Jagannatha Raju, who retires by rotation and is eligible for reappointment. Coming to special business, appointment of Ms. Kaljani Pooja as an executive director of the company. Next item, reappointment of Mr. Vatsavai Venkata Jagannatha Raju as an executive director of the company. And the last item, ratification of remuneration process. These are the agenda items, sir. And we are pleased to invite further queries from the shareholders who have not registered for this meeting. And you can send in your queries to the company secretary. And that will be, responses will be sent to your accordingly.
That be all. Thank you. And the results of the voting will be displayed on the company's website upon receipt of the scrutinizer's report. That should be in a short period. With this, we come to an end of this meeting. And I thank you once again for joining us, both the directors. And I think the company secretary would like to thank a lot more people than I have thanked. I think. Please go ahead.
So on behalf of the board of directors and the management of NCL Buildtek Limited, I extend our heartfelt gratitude to all the shareholders for taking their time to attend this meeting, and we truly appreciate your engagement and support. I would like to express our sincere thanks to all the stakeholders for their continuous contribution to the company. Additionally, I would like to acknowledge the Buildtek team, industries team, and my professional colleagues for their hard work and dedication in making this meeting a grand success. Thank you all. Have a good day.
Thank you. We declare the meeting as closed. We will stop recording. Thank you very much.
Thank you.